Welcome back to the Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show. And up next we have the meat and potatoes of the show. Normally what we'll do is we'll take a player and we'll expose an unknown hobby of his. Or we'll have him do something he's never done before. Well, this year we're going to start things off just a little bit differently.
Yeah, exactly. And this season we were granted the ability to shoot some exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of the lead up to the draft and draft day. So we have Ed Hervey that's going to take us through the entire process.
Yeah, I'm the head scout for the club, and I also double as the draft coordinator for the football team. And essentially what I do is I gather information. There's many prospects that are out there, and I try to help with the filtering process of these particular players. When it comes down to the Canadian draft, and it starts with the East-West showcase, and that is a game where all the coaches at the CIS level proclaim their best players and have them in this week-long practice and all-star game. I would go out there, watch those guys, watch the testing, so we'll have a measuring stick of their athletic ability. When the year finishes, we'll take all the players that we've had on our list, and there'll probably be anywhere from 150 to 200 guys that we think can do something. And we'll filter those guys down because the league would like us to send our top 50 players. So once that list is submitted, obviously the league will take a tally of those players, and they'll end up inviting 62 to 65 players to the evaluation camp, and then we will measure them based on the numbers that they had in May to where they are currently in March. After they do the evaluation camp, we'll watch film. We'll get an idea of who they are. We'll start calling their coaches, start calling their high school coaches. We'll fly down occasionally and go see them. We'll interview them. We'll talk to them. We'll do everything we possibly can to know who this player is.
They're bringing the big kid from South Florida in for a tryout.
Paul's well known in the business, very experienced because of Paul's connections. And when it comes down to the non-imports that are down in the U.S. and they go to U.S. schools, Paul can pick up the phone and call practically every team in the league and get some sort of information.
Here's the thing you need to know about him. He's not a blocker and he's not a receiver.
And again, for us, it's like, okay, that's good information to know. And Paul's very good at getting that information. You give Paul 48 hours, he can find out pretty much anything that's needed to be found on a player, on a prospect, their chances of making an NFL team or not. Paul's very valuable to our entire process. Well, it's on our screen here. I just remember him transferring. Once we get to the month of March and April, we will have broken down every player, and then we'll rank them by position. And then what we do from there is we'll watch them as a group, and then we'll watch them separately again, and then we pare it down to the top 5 at each position. From there, we'll start to talk about our team's needs, and we'll rank those. And then what we do is we take every team's roster, and we start to look at teams' needs. And that's how we judge where we believe teams are going to select. Then what we do is play a team. So for example, we'll be BC one day, and then we'll strategize on BC's draft. And then we'll go through the league, entire league, and do it that way. And then once we get to our mock draft portion, every person in the room is given a team. And then what we'll do is we'll have Kavis Reed as the Edmonton Eskimos. He'll decide who he wants. And what we try to do is we try to make it extremely hard for him to get the player that he wants. And by that, we start determining who our trade partners are. And then once we're finally, we have the idea of where we are, and once we have each player ready to be ranked, then that's when it gets really good, because everyone has a difference of opinion, which is good, which is healthy for making a determination for who's the best prospect. Then we say, okay, now the final step is who do we draft in what order? We call that the script. So whenever a situation comes up, as far as the draft or a guy is taken, you look to that list. We believe the team that is the most prepared on draft day is the one that's going to draft the best. All that work that you go through from last May up until draft day to get your guy, it makes it that more gratifying.
And don't forget to tune in next week and watch our exclusive footage from inside the draft room. Now, there's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes, and one of those individuals responsible for all that hard work is Mr. Dwayne Vanneau, Head of Marketing.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, how are you?
Good.
But now we're going to talk about some of the upcoming events. You guys have just a crazy season planned for us, and it's going to be really exciting, but let's start off with the season opener.
Yeah, so the season opener is this Saturday, obviously, and we really wanted to try and increase our entertainment value off the field, and so to kick it all off, it's called a Rockin' Season Opener, and we have Finger 11 playing halftime, which is really exciting for us. It's a really high-level band, and you know, we do it for a couple of reasons. We want to really entertain the fans, our existing fan base that always comes week in, week out, and also we're hoping to attract some new fans to us as well. So it's going to be a good night, and we're excited about it, and Finger 11's excited to come play Commonwealth.
Well, and not only do you get to see them once, if you're at the game, which you should be, and you know, with all expectations should be a sellout, but if you can't get in, you have another chance to watch Finger 11.
Exactly. So one of our goals this year as well is to sort of go outside the perimeter of the stadium and give more things for fans to do. So what we're doing is in the brand new field house that just officially opened in March, is we're having a post-game concert cabaret. So it holds about 2,000 people, and Finger 11 also is going to be playing that. So it's a good old-fashioned party with, you know, some round tables and chairs and a stage and a band, and have a lot of fun after we, you know, kick some butt on Saturday night.
Okay, now let's break it down first of all. So tickets still available for the actual game for the season opener. So how could people get tickets right now for that?
So the season opener, the easiest way is to go to Ticketmaster, so ticketmaster.ca, and also you can buy post-game tickets to the cabaret as well at ticketmaster.ca.
Now there's other places that you can get tickets as well for the cabaret, right?
Yeah, so at the game, if we're not sold out by then, you can get tickets right at the stadium at Gate 2, and that's the closest gate, which is just where we are right now, to the field house. So there will be tickets available at the door, but if it sells out, you better buy early.
Now this is a super exciting season because there's a halftime show every single game. And the next one that we have coming up is a little special thing for the ladies.
Yeah, well, it is for the ladies. It is called Ladies Night, but what we're doing is we're having a $10,000 diamond ring giveaway. And we did this last year at Ladies Night, and we had 50 ladies participate on the field at halftime. So what we're doing this year is it's a bit of a twist. We're having their husbands or boyfriends participating at halftime, and they're trying to win the $10,000 diamond ring for their significant other that'll be on the sidelines. So we're having the men work for the ladies that game.
Now, are you allowed to compete for this if you work for the Eskimos?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But sorry about that. And and the special, what we're doing to add a little bit of fun to it is there, you know, love him or hate him, there was a guy on The Bachelor. There was a Bachelor in season 14 called, his name is Jake, and he's going to be hosting this halftime show for us. So we got him because I think he's the only single one left.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if my entertainment news serves me correctly, I think that he is still single. So should be an awesome time. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with us, and it should be a lot of fun this weekend.
Yeah, thanks. Can't wait. It's going to be fun.
This is Peter, that's Jay, I'm Matt, we're Section O, and you're watching the Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show on Shaw TV. Woo!